What's up, trash talkers? Listen, it's impossible to fight, okay, if you don't know what you're fighting for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in the dumps and you're struggling with mental health, things of that nature, it's going to continue tearing you down, all right? Because you're consistently trying to fight something, which is that demon, which is usually something from the past, right? Maybe that why needs to be fighting for your future. Let that be your why. Get the hell up and start fighting for your future. Stop fighting things that happened in the past. Easier said than done, right? Go seek help. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of people need to hear this. You are more of a warrior and a fighter if you stand up and say, hey, this has to stop. I need to go seek help. The stigma, everything has changed. It's okay not to be okay.
Here is a firm believer in all men are created equal, but not all men live equal. That is why there's a certain select number of people in the DoD who decided to jump out of airplanes. And yes, we are better than you. 100%. Now, don't be the first triggered pansy to say, well, airborne's not relevant. You haven't jumped since World War II. Well, that's not accurate, for one. And two, it's like having a jalopy or a 68 Mustang. Well, a 68 Mustang's no longer relevant. Doesn't matter. It's still a better car than yours. So take it easy this National Airborne Day and just accept that we are better than you.
So, two things for today's Honesty Cap. First thing, how do all my boys from the 101st feel knowing that the Army decided that instead of actually making you airborne, they would just create a whole new division that's airborne because you just aren't cutting it? It sucks. Thing number two, for all the folks that were like, oh, airborne is irrelevant, doesn't even matter. They're making a whole new division of just airborne people because they're relevant. Think about that. How's that feel? Does that hurt a little bit? I hope it hurts a little bit.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
What's going on, Trash Talkers? Happy Saturday, Gruntworks Nation. Welcome to episode 160 of the Trash Talk Hour. Special guest today is Tim Parkhurst, Marine Corps retired, and I am joined by Buddy and Nick. Let's get this party started. Happy Saturday.
Everybody knows you don't retire from the Marines, Dave. You're always a Marine.
Yeah, you screw that up every time we have a Marine on the show.
See, I was going to say former. Usually I say former Marine.
Yeah,
I think Marine Corps retired is legit. I think you can say Marine
it's
Corps
legit.
retired.
It means I spent multiple days.
I think Dave's okay there. Yeah, I wanted to
join. He still is a Marine. He still is a Marine.
Inactive Marine, maybe?
Yeah. Aren't we
that
all
sounds like a reservist.
No, we're not in the IRR.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty bad on the Memorial Day show. We had so much Marines that every once in a while they just broke out into a bunch of rah. It's like, I don't know what they just got no idea.
Yeah, nobody can ever tell what we say. If you ever been out on the street on November 10th when it's our birthday, I mean it's crazy.
Yeah, speaking of airborne school, there was a Marine going through it with me, and it was November 10th. That was a fun night. Anything red and gold in a bottle was a shot.
Yeah,
it worked out. That one, and then that one, and then that one. It's like, okay, I don't know what this is. So
that's good.
But yeah, Dave, what shirt are you highlighting?
Well, we can highlight it now. We can highlight it at the end. Well, this is one of our best sellers currently. Fuck Hamas. Okay.
Fuck Hamas.
Right here. You can shop and get that at shop.veterantrashtalk.com. All right. And we're selling it for $22 right now, and it's flying off the shelves. So we do not support terrorism. I don't care what side you stand on in regards to Israel and all that fun stuff. But, fuck Hamas.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plain and simple. We'll get the shirt.
Some of this tip.
Yeah, just the tip. That's another good one. Yeah. And then Buddy is wearing the "Quit Being a Triggered Pansy," so we're flexing today with some of our greatest shirts right here. Good stuff. All right,
I'm best sellers.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we shall.
You need a marine. You need a marine shirt. We have plenty of crayon shirts there, Tim. You need to check out.
My favorite is purple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we have some purple as well.
You always say green for some reason. I like
red and green. Yeah.
No, I always like purple. That's my favorite.
Is purple berry? Is that a berry flavor or something?
No, it's just purple.
It's a grape. It's
purple,
right?
It tastes purple, buddy. It tastes purple.
Purple's just the flavor, dude. It's not grape. It's not. No. Yeah.
That is the flavor.
Yeah. Our best selling shirts on the Gruntworks line are the Marine Corps. Marine Corps wants to shirt.
For sure. So you do well.
Awesome.
Anyway, Buddy's going first, right? Buddy, you got an honesty cap for us today.
So we all travel, and we do our.
I like the travel ones.
We do our fair share of driving around. I find that there is a dome of just idiocracy, I guess would be the correct term, around the airport, of people that can't drive around the airport. I don't know what it is about airports. Maybe they're excited to be coming home. They're excited to be leaving. I don't know, but they can't fucking drive around the airport. And I was driving around the airport in RDU the other day, and I decided that somebody, and now I'm going to say this, if this app gets invented, I'm going to get royalties. We're time stamping it. It's good. There needs to be an app, especially around the airport, but really anywhere that you can communicate, like with some kind of like RFID thing or Bluetooth from your car to other cars, just to tell them how fucking stupid they are. There should be an app. Like, you can't use it all the time. You can't change. Like, you can't like harass people forever unless you follow them. You have to be close enough to them so that it works. But you can tap into their like car stereo and be like, "Hey, dickhead, why are you so stupid? Why didn't your mom swallow you?" Like, all of the things that you want to say, you just like, "Hey, get off the road. Don't drive anymore. You're dumb. I hate you. Leave the airport, leave whatever." But there should be maybe a text. Maybe you could text it to them. That's not good, because that's texting and driving. They're just going to get even more stupid.
You should be able to talk to text.
Even more stupid. But you should be able to just like hit a button, like it's an emergency button, and it goes through, and it's just like, "Hey, jackass, learn how to merge. Hey, jackass, don't drive 20 miles an hour. It's a 45-mile-an-hour zone." That should be a thing.
Interesting. I mean, why not? I guess, yeah. I don't know.
You know what? And I would use it for evil. You could use it for good if you wanted. It could be marketed that way, where you could call somebody and be like, "Hey, you've been driving really well. I really appreciated being behind you. It's awesome."
Maybe you get like five digs a month, but if you compliment 10 times, you get an extra dig.
Ooh. Or you could get a subscription. You can get a subscription if you paid for the subscription.
There you go.
You could even have pre-planned shit like, "Hey Siri, play number 3," and it's just like, "Get out of the road, jackass."
Yeah, if your flashers are on, that means it's an emergency. It doesn't mean it's raining. All right, we all know it's raining.
Raining's not an emergency. We over that.
We all have our.
Yeah. So anyway, what the hell?
Yeah, what are you doing? What hotel are you at right now?
I'm at the Courtyard by Marriott, but apparently when I said, "Hey Siri," she decided to play Kendrick Lamar real quick. Who knew?
Yeah, a little bit of Kendrick and Drake just going on. Yeah,
who's Kendrick Lamar?
I don't even know.
One of the best rappers. One of the best rappers
alive.
One
of the best alive.
Yeah, lyrically. Yeah, one of the
I don't know why I'm laughing, because I have no idea who it is.
Kendrick's really good. Like, not like, doesn't have like too many great hits, but lyrically he's like known as one of the best.
Oh, he doesn't. He's good, but it's like when
but only his lyrics are good. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you can have. Oh, we could definitely get into this conversation. I would love that. I would invite that.
I listened to
like
a
you can have
stand-up
great
comic the
hits,
other
buddy,
day.
but that doesn't mean you're lyrically good. It just means like you got a bunch of fanboys. Like there's a bit of a difference, man. Like there's tons of rappers out there that are lyrically that could destroy. Like if you talk about the art
This
of
sounds
rap,
like-
in a
Listen,
freestyle battle or
look what
whatever.
you did, buddy. Look what you
So-
did. You got Run DMC.
Here's what it sounds like. It sounds like I listened to a stand-up comedian the other day, and he said that he hates it when people are like, "I'm a bad test taker," and he was like, "You mean that part where we find out what you know, like that part of like, yeah, I'm a really good rapper. Nobody listens to my shit. Like, you mean that part? Then maybe that part where you market yourself and like get paid."
Like, no, see, Eminem is like has the most sold records out of any artist, like current or in the past, like 100%. Eminem like sold like 80 million of one of his albums. It's insane. Like Eminem is, and lyrically he's also the best. But there are rappers out there like Nas doesn't have that many greatest hits, but he's lyrically amazing. Tupac didn't have that many greatest hits, but lyrically he's amazing.
Wait, you said Nas?
He had several
hits.
Is
that a person?
Nas.
Yeah,
But
there's
Royce the 5'9"
you push on your car to go past people.
I think it's N period A period.
All I'm saying is that there's artists out there that are lyrically better than some of these mainstream guys. Like Drake. Drake has ghostwriters. He has a whole camp of ghostwriters. He doesn't even write his own lyrics himself. He sounds great. He has shit ton of hits. But lyrically, is he really that good? Has he craft? Is he like the hip hop artist, like the best one? No.
Hip hop anonymous.
Aren't they?
J. Cole
aren't
is
they
amazing.
Entertainers? Aren't they entertainers? Isn't their job to
absolutely.
entertain?
Hey, I do want to say, hey, we do have a lot of viewers on Twitter for like the first time ever.
Yeah.
All right.
We talking about Kendrick and rap.
Hey, yeah, we're talking about rap, Twitter. All right, so X. All right, X marks the DMX. Right, so
shout out to Elon.
Shout out to Elon. Hey, if you like listen to rap, somebody try to put it up in the comments. Like I used to listen to rap back in the day, but that was in the glory days of it.
Yeah, I still like it. I still like the art of it. But like listen to like these mumble rappers that have like hits. Do you think that they're amazing artists, buddy?
We don't listen to them, Dave.
I don't.
Right.
What's a mumble rapper?
Like
a mumble rapper, it's like all these guys that have like Lil in front of their name. Lil, most of them, like 80% of them have a Lil. You can't understand a word they're saying. They're all on like codeine and fucking whatever other drink they drink in, and they just sound like.
If you bring Little John into the mix, then you can do that. And then he just goes, "Yeah!" And then everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Yeah.
I've got to tell
what
you.
he just said.
I got to tell you.
Yeah, real loud, and we got really excited.
Dave, not all of us were child rap stars that listened to and crafted our own rap music. So I'm not as far as the rap conversation goes, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not as well versed.
Emotionally attached to the
we did meet. Did we meet J. Cole's agent? Who did we meet across the street from your house in Fayetteville?
We met somebody who was connected with him. At Trey's house.
We're pretty much like groupies for J.
Yeah, it wasn't J. Cole. It was T.I.
Yeah. Too much information.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that rap is actually an art form. I just don't know anything about it, and I know I'm not into it at all. So this whole conversation is right.
Yeah, I like how you just say, Tim. Great job on not getting yourself canceled.
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay,
that
was the
cancel
best,
me. Yeah.
Thanks.
Brian says
I'm done for now.
Cash 7 days a week and twice on Sundays. Well, Johnny Cash is a rapper. All right, he's just a white rapper. That's all country is. All right, because it's white man's rap. It's what it is.
100% it is, and I like country too. Like I listen to country.
Every rap song they rap pretty much about 90% of the same thing. Every country song is about 90% the same thing. It's either about a tractor or a girl.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what it is. Okay. And
or patriotic as fuck. Yeah.
They don't really sing. Right? Johnny Cash, did he really sing or did he talk?
He did a lot of singing, actually.
You think so? I think it's more of a
I think you triggered Buddy just now.
Maybe it was melodic talking.
I am. I don't even know what to say about that one. But I mean, there is.
What's your favorite Johnny Cash song?
Hurt.
I don't know. I don't know.
Brian, what's your favorite Johnny Cash song? Brian's on the chat. Brian's on the chat. I put it up here. That's why I brought up Johnny Cash.
Well, I see that. I thought you said me, not like.
Yeah, you too. What's your favorite Johnny Cash song?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Boy Named Sue or I Walk the Line, but there's a ton of Johnny Cash. I didn't think was like he's great.
If we had Chris here, we would play A Boy Named Sue, and he's talking that entire damn song. It's just talking. Yeah. He has a conversation with his son, right? Like that's what the song is.
He's not having a conversation with his son.
Yeah, he is.
Walk the line, Brian says. Yeah.
Walk the
That's
line.
a good one.
That's because they had to bring in didn't they bring in a chick to sing that song too? Or is that, what movie's that? That's the movie Walk the Line. Who is he married to? I don't know.
June Carter Cash?
Yeah, June Carter Cash. Oh, yeah. That Jezebel. Did she cheat on her husband too?
She didn't have a husband. He had a wife.
She did.
No, she wasn't married at the time, I don't think.
The movie said she was.
No, they were they got divorced, I think, before they actually ever they were flirty, I think. They were doing over the pants handies, not
just a tip.
Yeah.
Just a tip.
Yeah. They were using friction a lot.
Yeah. What kind of dumpster fire did we step into? This is a new one.
I have no idea.
It's good, man. We kind of went everywhere just now. Yeah.
So,
Start talking shit about Johnny Cash. That's going to open up some cans, man.
I mean, did I talk shit? It's just a critique of the music. I didn't say it was bad. I said
you could make an argument that like Bobby Bear is country rap.
I don't even know who that is.
He does narrate a lot, but not. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Tupac. Yeah.
Man.
No, I think it was 13 bullets.
Yeah. And he survived the first time. 2 times he got shot, and then the last time was in Vegas, and yeah.
Did he get shot in the butt?
Hey, when you live that thug, Brian, when you live that thug life, homie, man, that's what comes. Man.
He got shot in the nuts the first time or the second time. Yeah. Pop. Yeah.
Anywho, Tupac could actually sing, by the way, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
Then you go to
when he was in the pen.
Oh, no.
No.
I don't know.
No.
He did serve, though, Brian. That is correct. He served and then got out.
Well, I'm just going to say that Brian knows a lot more about Tupac than I did.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We got one of my cacti guys up here. There he is. Yeah. Beast.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get into
the conspiracy so we can get to our guests. So this one is actually pretty interesting. Found it on TikTok for you, buddy, as usual. And there's this phenomenon going on across the world right now with all these beached whales and beached dolphins. Like, so it's normal for like one whale or one dolphin, like when it's time for them to die, they sometimes they beach themselves. But these whales are coming together like in groups, like of 50 to 100, and like refuse to go back into the water and are literally unaliving themselves on the coast in like multiple places. So I'm going to play this TikTok video. There's a lot of like reasons behind it supposedly, but scientists aren't like quite certain what it is. It's kind of weird shit.
They're trying to invade.
Want me to play it?
Yeah, play it, Nick.
I'm going to play it. I'm doing
Change is happening in our oceans, and the wildlife is clearly reflecting that. Groups of whales have been coming together before beaching and unaliving themselves, and scientists have no clue why. This specific group was located near Australia, and the general assumption was that they may have just wandered too close to shore by accident. But the exact same thing happened near Taylor's Bay, and according to the locals who were trying to help, the whales and dolphins sounded like they were screaming for help. Check it out real quick.
First stranded before 2 p.m. yesterday at the rocky beach in Taylor's Bay.
They were screaming. It is probably the thing that's stopping me from sleeping because you can hear this screaming in your ears. They were making more than a noise. They were really yelling out for help.
And even after the locals and rescue teams helped the whales back into the water, they re-beached themselves further down the coast, almost as if they refused to go deeper into the ocean. Over in the beach in Oregon, a female anglerfish washed up, which is really strange when you consider that they live 2,000 to 3,000 feet deep. And with the huge anomaly that we were initially told was a glitch coming back, people's speculation is starting to grow and theories are starting to circulate. I touched on the first theory that states that very large creatures or a very large creature, possibly Leviathan, has entered our ocean's ecosystems, eating the wildlife and scaring them as well. But there's a second theory stating that some sort of frequency device is being used or tested, heating up the oceans and scaring the wildlife. Leave a like, let me know what you think.
Yeah. So again, I research and it's happening in like multiple locations across the planet. And again, like I said initially, for one whale to do it or one dolphin, sometimes they can be caught up in something and it like brings them on the shore or whatever. But for like groups of whales, like that many.
What were they caught up in? Was it gang violence? Were they caught up in gang violence? Was it like,
buddy, you're gonna have your turn. Those large groups of whales like doing that and dolphins and stuff. I would definitely think. I don't think about like a crazy sea monster that they said, but I would maybe say that there is some, definitely not. But I would suggest that there is maybe some sort of, because the more I looked into it, it was saying that it was coming from Antarctica and it was like an energy weapon that they're testing out there for underwater. And it's causing some sort of signals or rays or energy or whatever that's fucking freaking out the wildlife, or like it's heating up the water. And so I can't give you the scientific explanation of what it's doing, but I definitely think it's some sort of an energy weapon or something that's being done by the government.
Scientific?
That's scientific.
Okay, I thought you said scientific. My bad. I just thought you were using.
That's what I heard.
Later and check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I did. Maybe.
Tim with me.
But anyway, I think it's some sort of like a energy weapon or something, or some government experiment that's happening under the water. And yeah, that's my take. Tim, what the hell's going on with the whales and the dolphins, man?
Yeah, you're a Marine.
I can tell you, we've known this for forever. Marines. I don't know about you guys from the Army. You're not keeping up. It's the Chinese. Everything's the Chinese. I'm telling you. If you don't think that they've been at war with us for the last decade or so, you got your head in the sand. And they're using the whales against us. That was an attempt by. You didn't see the Chinese submarine, the conning tower of the submarine in the background of that video. I mean, come on, man.
No.
You're not paying attention.
All I wanted was sharks with laser beams on their heads. That's all I want.
No, everything bad is the Chinese.
I called it. I said invasion.
Maybe the whales are packed with explosives. Yeah.
That is not an impossibility. An impossibility is actually a word, unlike unaliving themselves. Unaliving is, I don't think that's a word.
I know. I have to use that word because we will get shut down for that. Like if you say the other word, like on any of those social media platforms, they'll shut you down.
Sucked.
Yeah.
You'll get sucked.
Like we're already shadow banned on YouTube, so yeah, it's crazy. You can't just say they were committing, right? You have to say they unalive themselves. It's weird. I know, but we got to
okay. No, I got you. Sorry, I'm new to this.
My ass off, but
yeah.
we got to play by the rules. Okay, so it's the Chinese. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Buddy.
I mean, think about how many things you could do with a herd of whales.
I mean, they're already taking boats down.
What?
Yeah, sinking boats, eating people, blowing things up.
Sinking boats.
They could poison the water supply when they beach themselves and they die and they rot.
I forget what coast they're off of, but they've already sunk like 14 boats.
Yeah, that's in the Mediterranean.
Australia or Africa? Yeah.
No, the Med.
Yeah.
I think it's the Med.
Yeah, they're eating the rudders off the boats.
It's the orcas. They're like they figured out how to sink sailing ships.
Yeah, it's great.
Wow.
And they're teaching each other.
They're super smart, super intelligent. Yeah, for sure.
Watch these people all freak out in the water after we do this.
You know what?
Buddy, what's going on here, man? Is this just like normal shit, or like is it like?
I did wonder. You said that they were doing like experiments in Antarctica. I didn't think that they could do weird experiments in Antarctica. I thought there was some treaty.
Well, of course, that's tinfoil hat shit again. As I went down that rabbit hole, I'm not necessarily saying it like because did you see what he was talking about? That big
the blob,
whatever it was. Yeah,
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Yeah.
Leviathan's an actual animal.
That big blob originated in Antarctica. It was like right prior to the solar eclipse, like a couple days prior. And then they were like, "Oh, it's just satellite messed up or like whatever." But it came from Antarctica, if I'm not mistaken. It originated from there. That big, and it's the size of Texas, supposedly. Like that's how big that fucking blob was. Like it fucking ginormous.
That's the Chinese submarine.
Imagery, fuckery, or whatever. Like I don't know, man. But so I don't necessarily say maybe it's in Antarctica. I'm just saying like government is maybe doing some weird shit. That's what's causing
Godzilla?
these. Ooh.
Could be Godzilla.
You know, I did the conspiracy on the oil, the fucking tank, the shit that was burning in the ocean like a couple years ago, and that they were actually bombing it because they were killing Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy around that too. You know how they were like testing shit in the middle of the ocean, like the middle of the ocean was on fire.
Here's the thing. Okay, on a serious note, though.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
We've only explored something like 10% of the ocean.
100%. We've explored more of space than we have of the ocean.
So
Absolutely
every time Noah or somebody sends like something down, they find like a new species of they found a new species of orca not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That they never even nobody ever knew.
That's not good.
Yeah. So
good.
The fact is, there could be there could be something to it, being wise, but I'm guessing that most of I don't know, maybe that blob was just like some gas that was coming, like the Earth farts every now and then, and maybe those whales are just like, dude, the Earth
stinks
just
down here.
Righteous one, I'm out of here,
Yeah.
and they're all like,
Yeah.
get some fresh air.
I could go with that. I mean, when you pass gas, when you got to pass gas, you got to pass gas.
Imagine being in like a hot car with just some giant Earth-sized human who just blew 8 Taco Bell the day before, and it just completely destroyed it. But you can't roll the windows down.
Yeah,
you'd beat yourself too. You know what I mean?
Gas. All right. I think we were going to get a logical explanation from you, buddy, because you're usually very intelligent. Like I was kind of, the past gas. I'm not taking it, bro. I'm not taking it. It's comical, but I want like a real answer.
Earth farts.
I want a real answer. What do you think it is? Farts?
Earth farts.
Come on.
Earth farts.
When you were diving, did you ever experience an earth fart?
No, but you know what I do know, and I have experienced. Everybody gives these dolphins a pass, and they're like, "Oh my God, flipper, blah blah blah." Dolphins are like, if you're a diver, you should have like the #MeToo thing. Just saying.
Yeah, they will
Everybody
rape you.
knows dolphins are rapers. That's what they do.
They have sex for pleasure. Dolphins have sex for pleasure. That's like
with
the only
divers, they try to do. Yeah, it's not pleasurable if you're a diver or a dude. You know what I mean? You're out here just swimming.
Dolphins
around.
are insane, bro.
Bloop, bloop,
Here comes
trying
Flipper.
to, look at some coral, do some ecologically friendly studies. Bam! You're over here in the Hucklebuck with Flipper. You know what I mean? So
dolphins are savage.
I don't like rapists. If the dolphins are beaching themselves,
they'll like hunt sharks too, and they'll go hunting with sharks and then like steal their prey. Like dolphins are fucking insane, brother. They're the OGs of the ocean, man. Yeah.
No, the orcas are, because orcas will fuck a dolphin up.
Yeah,
that's true.
They'll actually drown one.
They toss them in the air, dude. Have you ever seen that shit?
Yeah, they knock them out and take them down.
Well, they are. I mean, it always makes me laugh when somebody gets attacked by an orca and they're like, "Oh my God, I thought it was it's a killer whale. It's in the name. Killer."
I thought it was Shamu.
Whale. Yeah.
Not Free Willy, bro. It's not Free Willy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, it kills things. That's what it does. It's a killer whale. Thought you were a seal.
All right.
Anyway,
all right. Maybe Nick will give us something intelligent here, or at least
Yeah, I mean that is why I go last, because I'm the voice of reason. The most educated one here. I don't know what Tim does.
What, you don't think the Chinese threat's legitimate?
No, not really.
I like that one. I do like that, but
no, I can see it. But yeah, the orcas. Okay, they're a special creature. All right, they're the best creature on this planet. All right, like I said, they've now the new theory I was reading about it with how they're sinking those ships is that they're younger orcas and they're just having fun. Like they literally, so now they're starting to change the way like the bottom and the rudders look, right, to confuse the orcas, right? Like you think that shit's gonna work? Like these motherfuckers gonna figure it out. But it's like, so it's a bunch of kids, bunch of bicycle gang orcas, all right, getting after it. Now, I believe that this is something to do with sonar and or the eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where it just screwed up some of the tides, because we know this when these marine life, because my wife is a marine biologist, and like when they start to
we should have asked Becky. Yeah.
When they start to a lot of times they're dead reckoning and their sonar gets thrown off by something. All right, and they go on the beach. Okay. However, there are cases where marine life has went places because of a predator. Right? They did that with the great whites. The great whites in Northern California, like they were tracking them and they were finding them turned up dead with their livers missing. Right? And oh, by the way, that was the orcas. The orcas were putting them in a catatonic state and only eating their liver, like nothing else. All right. So, and they found this out. Yeah.
Oh, how were they putting them in a catatonic state?
They
were they
flipped them over? No, they flipped them over. They figured it out that they could flip them over, and they just float there and they eat them. But the way they figured that out was a bunch of researchers were following this great
animal
white
world
pod, right? And these great whites were doing the 7,000-mile trek out to Hawaii 4 months earlier than usual. Right? And they're like, why is this happening? Like, of course, like, it's global warming. Oh, it's this. No, it's because the orcas are coming down from Alaska at that time, and these great whites are like, walk that shit. We're going to Hawaii, right? That is exactly. That is exactly. So I'm gonna go
here. That's badass.
I don't know if it's a dragon, like the TikTok video says, but it's either. I could go with the government experience. It could be China. It could be China. All right. It could be America. Right. It could be Australia. Whoever. Right. Like, but they're releasing these sonar things and it's pissing these fucking things off. Right. And they're screaming. And are we not going to cover the fact that lady now has PTSD from dolphin screams?
Are we going to not cover the fact that she said they were screaming for help? Like, you speak whale?
Yeah, I mean there is.
To give her some sort of credit, if like an animal, like you could probably tell like this animal is like screaming for not necessarily help, but like it's in need or it's in like.
If you heard that animal all the time, like a dog, yeah, you'd be like, oh, that's a.
Well, she was a local, so they hear those animals all the time, so that was different to her this time.
She's not a local. Hear dolphins all the time.
Dave. Yeah. No. She's a local.
She's not a mermaid
for them.
Yeah, like, she's not like living in there. Like
you can hear a fucking. It was funny, buddy, but I do like it was probably like pretty fucking crazy. Like all these fucking dolphins and orcas just like making crazy sounds.
Screaming, we got to go.
You're reminding me of Ace Ventura. He's like, "Do you speak dolphin? Like, do you know the dolphin? Do you speak dolphin? Like." So I think that that's the most troubling part of that story is this lady now can't sleep because the dolphin screams, right? Yeah. Like, oh well, maybe that or she's just trying to get a new prescription. So I
love how she figured out a way to make the whales getting together in a giant pod and then beaching themselves about her. That's awesome.
That's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
Now this is about me. Yeah, you're the victim. Like these things are fucking running away from a dragon, and you're like, it scared me so much, right? Like,
what was that thing called? What was the dragon called? What did it call?
Leviathan.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
I'll have to look into that one a little bit more.
I actually agree with the dude on the TikTok. Just not that it's not a dragon, right? But something. It's probably a pot of orcas that them dolphins are like, you know what? I'd rather go die up there. Like I'm not getting beat up by these orcas. Like that's what I would go. That's what I would look for immediately. Is orcas. Those things are just awesome, right? Yeah, that's that. Now we get to the guests. Yeah, that was a good one. Those of you watching again, thanks for watching. Like I said, we got a lot of people on Twitter, which is very rare for our show. And I like to. I want to think because it is political season, so we are at the bottom of the algorithm. Right, we are our video is not coming up even on our followers' feeds right now, and like our fight show last night had like 60, even though we had 15 viewers the entire time, right? So it was like we're just not showing up on the page. But Elon runs X, baby, so we are popping up on that feed right now.
Shout out to Elon. We got some cool Elon Musk shirts too. Yep,
cool Elon Musk stuff. Yeah, with the X. But yeah, those of you watching for the first time on Twitter, we have all kinds of stuff at shop.veterantrashtalk.com, all good stuff there. You can subscribe to Veteran Trash Talk with that right there. That's coming into the point because what we do here is we like to promote veteran-owned businesses, whether they're for-profit, non-profit, first responder-owned businesses. Anybody who's trying to do something or make an impact in the community, we want to hear their stories and find out who the owners are, find out what they do. If it's a nonprofit, what do they do with the money, and how can we help, right? So if you have some money and you want to donate, do it. If you don't have a lot of money to donate, every dollar that we make off of that subscription goes to promoting the show, all right? So we have Tim on the show about to introduce in a second. We only have like 2 subscribers right now. So that $18 freaking, all right, went to an ad to promote this.
We have like 800,000 followers. You guys suck. No, I'm just kidding. We love all of you.
Yeah, but so again, if you don't have a lot of money, but you still want to contribute, all right, that if you scan that QR code, all of that money goes to making an ad for the show. All right, so please do that if you can. Otherwise, let's hear it for Tim. All right, Parkhurst, a Marine retired, which is okay to say, not a former Marine. All right. However, I think we can say he was a former Scout sniper or part of it because there are no more Scout snipers.
Yeah, I'm a former one anyway because it was way back in the early part of my career, and then had some broken time and started over doing something else. So I'm former anyway. But
right,
yeah.
I figured they got rid of the Scout snipers because every Marine's a rifleman and a marksman. So,
well, yeah, clearly.
Why would you need a special department when everybody can shoot? Everybody knows this, right? So,
yeah. That's what they tell us anyway. So you want me to actually take a stab at that question?
Yeah. Welcome to the dumpster fire that is Veteran Trash Talk.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So no, every Marine can't freaking shoot. And part of the reason why the chain of command, if you will, or the leadership in the Marine Corps has had such a heartburn with Scout snipers for as long as they have. Part of it, not all of it by any means, but a big chunk of it's because Scout Sniper School is long and it's hard, and so we have high attrition, right? And so a lot of commanders are like, why am I sending my guy to 11 weeks of Scout Sniper School when, the odds are he's probably not going to pass and blah, 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 whatever. Well, if you would train a basic freaking infantryman and send him, with the basic skills he's supposed to already have, he probably would stand a better chance of passing because over the years, I mean, things go in cycles, but every class is different. Every group of instructors is different. But, one of the things that's always been a problem is just day 1 and day 2, where you pass your inventory physical fitness test and your inventory land nav. And if you're a grunt in the military, Army, Marines, whatever, you're supposed to already know how to freaking land nav. That's not supposed to be new to you, and if you can't do the land nav course, see ya, and so they get sent home. And, I know there's other parts of the course that had high attrition, at different times and things like that. But that's, stuff like that's just stupid and it's preventable. And, we've always struggled with getting a decent product from the infantry units who are sending us students. And I just to be clear, I've never been an instructor at Scout Sniper School, but I know plenty of people who have. I've been around and observed this trend long enough. I graduated Scout Sniper School in 1991, and so I've been around the community for a minute, and seeing how this goes. But not every Marine is a freaking rifleman. Not by a long shot, we know. We just I know. You probably were expecting me to try to defend that somehow, and I'm not gonna.
No.
Yeah.
Is it true that when you graduated sniper school, you deployed to Desert Storm, and then you were in a tower ready to shoot a general, and then they stopped you from shooting the general, and then they did an airstrike on you?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, that was just Jarhead then? That wasn't about you?
Oh no! You know what? I never watched the movie Jarhead because I heard the lowdown on that dude. I can't even think of his name now. But the guy that it's about was an asshole, and nobody in the community really likes him.
The guy that just did the fight show, the UFC show, the Roadhouse one, Jake Gyllenhaal. Is that who it is? Yeah. I think
No.
Yeah.
I don't
that
know.
was him.
Swafford, Anthony Swafford. That's the guy that wrote the book, right?
Oh, the actual guy.
The actual guy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not talking about. I don't care about the actor.
We got to get him on. See if he comes on. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess see if you can. No, he wrote the book, made a bunch of money, and then they made a movie out of it. So I'm sure he made a bunch more. But I've talked to some guys that said they knew him, and apparently he was kind of a malcontent, that kind of guy. And
I mean, he kind of was an asshole in the movie too. But
yeah,
maybe telling the truth. But hey, anyways, talk about your service a little bit, and then how did you end up to the point where you are now running the Scout Sniper Heritage Foundation, and what do they do?
Yeah, great question. So my background, I joined the Marine Corps in '86. I got broken time, so that's why the numbers don't add up. I got out in '93, came back in '98, and retired in 2014. And I've been a communicator. I've been an infantryman. I was an 0351 assault man. And I became a scout sniper with 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines out at Camp Pendleton. Went to 1st Marine Division schools. And also attended the first advanced course at Quantico in 1992, advanced sniper course. And then, when I came back in the Marine Corps, in their infinite wisdom, they thought I should be a freaking parachute rigger. So even though I was trying to get back in the grunts where I belonged. But you take what you can get if you want to stay a jarhead. And so I spent the next 16 years doing that, packing parachutes and jumping out of planes and stuff. So how I got to be doing what I'm doing, that's a really good question. So let's go back to the 5 years of broken time that I had. I wasn't going to make it, man. If the Corps hadn't let me back in, I'd be a statistic somewhere. And that kind of goes to the purpose of your show. I was not in a good place. And if the Corps hadn't taken me back, I wasn't going to, I just wasn't going to make it. I was newly married right before I got out. And I moved back to Kansas City when I got out, totally far from any Marine Corps base, really far from any of the guys that I served with. And it just wasn't working. And I was failing pretty miserably. Coming back in the Marine Corps, it sucked having to change jobs and do something different. But, honestly, being a rigger wasn't bad. It was pretty cool. And I worked with a lot of really good dudes. And being a Marine again, being in uniform again, kind of put me back in that environment where I had the structure that I needed to, in the brotherhood, where I didn't feel like I was out there on my own, just kind of floating in the breeze, And over the course of the next 16 years, I decided, I'm going to retire at some point. And when I do, I want to do this shit right. I don't want to be a statistic. I met some first sergeant one time who cried at his retirement ceremony when he was in the base theater talking to his Marines and telling everybody how, it wasn't until like just weeks before he's supposed to retire after 20-some years that he even thought about like how much money he had saved up or what he was going to do for a job when he got out or any of that stuff, and then it just hits him. He's not prepared and he's got nothing except the Corps. And that dude died 6 months later. Right. Ooh. And it's, that shit happens. You got guys that everything about their life is the service,
it's their entire identity. It's their entire identity. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't want that to be me. Right. So, I decided to start looking around at different nonprofits and things like that while I was still in a couple years out. And I found a couple that I worked with that were pretty cool, doing disaster response type things and stuff like that. And then at some point, I accidentally found out that the Scout Sniper Association was having its annual meeting at SHOT Show in Las Vegas one year. And I'm literally walking down the hall and I see this sign that says Annual Meeting Scout Sniper Association. I'm like, well, shit, I'm a member. I should go. And, I met some people and I'd been a member for a number of years, but I never really had connected with anybody, through the association. But fast forward a couple of years, and some of the guys that were serving on the board then had asked me if I was interested in coming on, and I'm like, this is probably a good time to do that, and I did. So the last 6 years, starting in January 2018, I was a member of the board of directors for the Scout Sniper Association. So that's a little different than what I'm doing now. The Scout Sniper Association is the membership organization for guys like us, right? So we take care of our brothers. We have events, camaraderie things. It's all about being part of the brotherhood and taking care of our families and all that kind of stuff. And about 4.5 years ago, I became the president by default because nobody else wanted the job. And I'm neither the most experienced. Yeah. It just happened, right? And so I did that for a while. People tell me I did a pretty decent job, whatever. But towards the end of my term, we have term limits, unlike politicians sometimes. And so after 6 years, I had to go. And I'm trying to make plans to set the guys who are going to still be on the board after I'm gone, get them set up for success. And one of the guys, he sent me an email one day, and he's like, "Hey man, there's no Scout Sniper War Memorial anywhere." And I was like, "Okay, what do you want me to do about it?" And I hadn't really considered that. But we kind of looked around and we had a couple conversations about it, and we thought, well, damn, that sucks, because everybody else has got memorials. Any community in the military, you pick one, pretty much everybody's got a memorial for their fallen, but we don't. And it's like, well, that's bullshit. Let's do something about it. And so that's a process we started about 1.5 years ago when I was still with the association, and we formed a committee of volunteers, all members who were elected by the membership to be kind of like a steering committee for this thing. And very quickly, we decided that even with that committee, we weren't, the board of directors of the association wasn't going to be able to handle as big a lift as this was going to be. And so we decided to start a whole other organization called the Marine Scout Sniper Heritage Foundation. And we set it up as a subsidiary of the Scout Sniper Association. So we're intertwined, we're related, but we're a separate organization. We got our own tax ID, our own tax exemption, and our own bank accounts and all that. So I took that over the first of the year, this year, and we just got our board put together in March, and really just kind of got started the last few months with fundraising and trying to get the word out about what we're doing. I think we probably went about it a little bit wrong, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we did up front that, if somebody else had done it, they might have waited and done that last and done all the fundraising up front. But we've got a team that's going to build it. We've got the concept, we've got the place, we've got the artist, we've got all this stuff already hammered out and set in stone, but we don't have the money. So, so now we're just trying to fundraise. Everything else is already in place. And where are you guys?
Where are you planning on building it?
Yeah, so this memorial is going to be placed at right outside the National Museum of the Marine Corps in Quantico, Virginia. It's actually Triangle, but it's right outside the main gate of the base at Quantico. And the National Museum of the Marines is open to the public pretty much every day of the year. It doesn't cost anything to go in. And right outside, if you're walking up to the front entrance, off to the left, there's like this big archway kind of entrance to a memorial park. It's called the Semper Fidelis Memorial Park. And that's where we're going to place the monument.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And how big, like what is the idea for the monument? Or are you, is that a secret till you unveil it, or?
Nope. It's not a secret. We actually kind of socialized the concept at our Scout Sniper Association reunion last August, and we had a guy named Ben Cantwell, is a pretty good tattoo artist, actually did the the renderings for us. But it's
nice.
Let me see if you can see this. So something kind of like that.
That's badass. Yeah,
what we're looking at.
Very cool.
So if you look at it, basically what it is, it's two feet. It's the iconic 2-man sniper team, right? For as long as there's been a scout sniper in the modern era anyway, it's always been kind of, the 2-man team has been the basis for everything. You could put several 2-man teams together to make a bigger team to do other things, but it's always been in training, a shooter, an observer, and we've got the observer who's going to be looking like a World War I guy, and we've got the shooter who's going to be a modern Afghanistan era guy, because that sort of bookends our history. And we didn't really, cool. we didn't really know that like 6-9 months ago. We thought maybe we went back to World War II, and started doing a little bit of research to kind of get ready for this and figure out, well, what do we want this guy to look like and all that kind of stuff. And we found out that we've, our history goes all the way back to World War I, at least 1918. And so it's a pretty
hard to encapsulate all of that. Yeah. So
yeah,
you guys picked right in the middle. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Is there a website that people can go see this design, and then how do they donate to it?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is scoutsniperheritage.org. So scoutsniperheritage.org. And if you're interested in checking out the association, if you're one of us and you want to be a member, you can go to just scoutsniper.org, and that's the Scout Sniper Association, the membership organization.
For anybody that's watching, like that might sign up, you want to become part of the association, like what are some of the events that you guys do? Like what do you host? Like what goes on at these events?
Yeah, so we're talking about the association now. So the association does all sorts of things, camaraderie events throughout the year. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, we call ourselves hogs, and guys who are trying to become a scout sniper are pigs. That whole thing. So we have what's called a Hogs Call, which is sort of a informal get together. Somebody wants to host it at their house or somewhere near them, and have a bunch of guys over, drink beer, shoot guns, whatever. So we have Hogs Calls all over the place throughout the year. But we have also got the Gathering of Snipers that we've been doing since when did we start that? 2019. Was the first one, and that came out of an effort to try to do something with the Army Sniper Association, ASA. I was talking to one of their past presidents back in 2019, and he was like, "Yeah, we've never done anything together. We should do something together one day." And I'm like, "Why? We're just gonna get in fights, and seriously though, we thought, well, that would make a cool event, and he came up with the name Gathering of Snipers. And so we thought we would just do that every year. And we have, first one was, I don't know if you guys know Frank Galley, Sniper's Hide, part of our community. And he hosted us out there in Colorado in 2019. And the thing's grown ever since. This year, I think, I'm not sure what they're doing. They were talking about doing it at YO Ranch in August, but I think they just changed that. So I don't want to give you a bum scoop, but keep your eyes out with Scout Sniper Association's social media for what they're doing for the Gathering of Snipers this year. And then we have reunions and stuff as well. We had our big reunion up at Quantico last August. It was pretty good.
Nice. So how much do you need to raise for the statue, and where are you guys at now?
Yeah, so where we're at right now is the very beginning. We have almost nothing. Where we need to be, the memorial itself is going to cost us $3 million. It's a big lift. Right? Yeah, come on. Yeah. No, we're trying to raise $5 million before the memorial's unveiled, and the reason for that, you guys, anybody served in the military understands the MOS system, right? And if you got a primary MOS, and then you got all these additional or secondary MOSs or skill designators or whatever, nobody tracks you by those, right? Or at least the Marine Corps doesn't. They can look them up right now, right? In the modern era, in the age of the internet. But going back in the past, beyond the age of the internet, there's no freaking way the Marine Corps can tell us who served as a scout sniper going all the way back to World War I, or even World War II, or even Korea or Vietnam. They just don't know. There's no database of scout snipers anywhere. So we've had what's called the God Book, which is kind of an interesting thing. You know, the big green ledger books that they issue through the military supply system.
Yep.
Our schoolhouses in the modern era have had those books that they would write down every graduating class. They put the name of all the instructors and all the graduates of that class, and they do a separate page for each graduating class. The problem is that they're incomplete. There's pages missing. There's books missing, and it was all done by hand. And so even if you had all the God books, number one, it only goes back to like the early 80s. So what do you do for everything prior to that, right? My point in saying all that is that if you're going to build a memorial to honor your war dead, you ought to be able to say by name who should be honored by that memorial. We can't. And it's not our fault. It's the Marine Corps' way of managing or not managing our community over decades and decades, a century, 105 years since 1918. So that's why we're asking, we're trying to raise $5 million before the memorial's built so that we can continue doing the research to find out who those names are.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of a big
that's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a big deal. Yeah. Pretty cool. We're trying to figure that out. But hey, so those of you watching, all right, go to scoutsniperheritage.org. If you can, again, if you give $1, you give $1. All right, doesn't matter. And eventually, hopefully, they can get to their goal. And Tim, we'd like to help you with that. So if you have any fundraisers and/or events that you're raising money, send it to me on the email or on Veteran Trash Talk, and we'll put it out there for you. I mean, we'll even put it pre-show or post-show, like we did for old Jimmy Bates. And see if we can raise some money for you. Now, again, it's a hit or miss on who's watching this or who's listening to it on the platform afterwards. I mean, you never know. So we've had, we had one.
We've had some success stories for sure.
We've had one organization get $70K after they listened to our show. So
oh wow, nice.
You know what would be, would be ironic and hilarious because of all the Crayola jokes. Is if you called Crayola and asked them to sponsor it.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. And I'm actually going to do that. Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So I feel like Crayola they owe the Marines just out of advertisement revenue.
Well, I think the Marine Corps owns stock in Crayola or something. So,
yeah. They have to.
Well, we got not only can you hit our donate button on the website, but we also have a buy a brick thing. You can purchase a brick paver and put 3 lines of text on it, and that paver will be placed at the memorial. So if you want to honor another fallen soldier or Marine, or if you want to honor a unit that you served with, or you just want to put your own name on there, hey, I love Scout Snipers, whatever, you can buy yourself a brick on our website, and that'll be placed at the memorial when it's built.
Nice.
I like that. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So hopefully we get some traction with it. And we just had a can of worms question on YouTube. I'm not even going to ask it.
I see it.
Why mental health is not a priority for the Army? Well, Big Red Wolf.
Thanks, Big Red Wolf.
I think it is a priority. I think they do put a lot of emphasis on mental health.
They just put like
we're doing $300
million into like a People First Center pilot at Fort Cavazos. All kinds of stuff.
I think the times have definitely evolved in regards to mental health in the military.
Well, hey, that's actually, we can link this to the guest. That's exactly Big Red Wolf. The Army should not prioritize mental health. All right, the soldiers and the leaders need to prioritize mental health within their battle buddy groups. All right, that is exactly what we do here at Veteran Trash Talk, and we did this while we were still active when we started it. And like what Tim was talking about is like, get an organization together of the same type of people, all right, that were in the same service, right, and then take care of each other. Okay, that's find your tribe.
An environment where it's fine to talk about it. Yeah,
right.
But I came up in that era.
I don't want to say the Army doesn't. I'm not going to say the Army doesn't prioritize mental health. However, like I replied to you in the chat, is if everything's a priority, then nothing's a priority. And at some point in time, we got to go win wars, homie. Like
that's the priority.
Like that's the priority. I need to train people to be hard, to be resilient, to go crush things. And you know what? Dave knows this because he was a line recruiter at one point in time. You know, when they opened the floodgates up for anybody, man, what are leaders supposed to do? Right? Like, start allowing people who are actually like certifiable by law crazy that we're letting them in the Army. In fact, we're changing them right now anyway.
I mean, to be honest,
they're doing that right now in the Navy. You don't even have to have a high school diploma right now, from my understanding.
Good luck with that shit. Yeah.
No GD, no high school diploma. You're good. Let's go.
If you really want mental health to be a priority, raise your kids better.
Right?
Yeah.
If they come into the Army or the Navy at 18 and they have no resilience at all because they've been spoon-fed and coddled their entire life.
Yeah. Or they got through some childhood trauma that they were already broken before they joined, and the military just breaks them more.
There's when you go for your benefits and your disability, they make sure to ask that shit.
The bell curve.
My counselor.
You have the parents that like beat the shit out of their kids or rape them or do something stupid, right? Or allow a family member to do it. And then you got the ones that where their kid is the center of the universe, right? And they can do no wrong. And you see this in sports all day. I've talked about this in the Book of Earl, where it's like we're no longer yelling at the refs like we're yelling at other kids. And it's like because they did something to your kid. It's fucking sports, right? Like, like they're gonna bang into each other, right? So like it's just you make them the center of the universe. They get into the Army, they're no longer the center of the universe. Sorry, you know. So it's a tough lesson to learn, and but
it's a good one though.
It's a good one. Hey, Big Red Wolf, make sure you subscribe and come back next week, and let's talk about that some more. We'll do that for sure. But Tim, I'll get into the AAR here, and then you'll get the last say, and then Dave will close us out. But we had a phenomenal show today. I must say, I took some notes like Buddy does.
Nice.
So we started it out, and we're going to create an app. All right, we need Elon to help us. We're going to create an app that we can yell at other drivers. Okay, we're going to be able to say, "Hey, it's raining. It's not an emergency. Turn your flashers off, you douchebag." All right, and or if you're afraid to drive in the rain, pull over and then put your flashers on because you're in a state of emergency. But the rest of us are not. Okay, so fix that. But you have to say 5 nice things to get another knock on somebody. And then we figured out that Johnny Cash and Tupac are the exact same person. All right, they sing about the exact same things, and it's the same exact music.
Exactly what happened.
Although only one of them really went to jail. And then the Chinese are forcing dolphins onto the beach with submarines. All right, we learned that. And then also the earth farts. Didn't know that because I don't dive, but apparently the earth farts. I thought that was like volcanoes, but like apparently there are volcanoes under the water. So is it a volcano fart? Like
methane gas releases are earth farts. Everyone knows that, guys.
Right.
Your wife is a freaking marine biologist. She knows that.
We'll ask her. Yeah. So
thanks for subscribing, Big Red. We appreciate you, brother. Thanks
Big Red. Love you. And then we got to Tim, who is a Marine and he is a sniper, and then he was the president of an organization, and now he started another one because he has a power struggle, and because he has a term limit, he started another sub organization that he could then be in charge of. Right, so we figured that out. but
it's all power play, man. I'm taking over.
Where did the power struggle part come through?
Because he had term limits. You weren't paying attention.
It was a peaceful transition of power, bro. Come on.
Yeah, he had term limits for his president job of the association, so he started another association under that association so he could be president of that one.
Oh, right? Why didn't you just make up a bunch of fake charges and get the next president
arrested? Wow. No, hey, yeah. So nobody's paying attention anyways.
Don't go there. Don't go there right now.
Hey, we'll give Tim the last word before Dave closes this out. But they started the Marine Scout Sniper Heritage Foundation. All right, scoutsniperheritage.org, and they want to build a memorial that honors the fallen snipers, the Scout snipers of the past. So anybody that can help, whether it's with money or information, because they also said that they're trying to find out if there's any way to, hey, was there a Scout sniper in World War II that we know that for sure that's what they were? So if there's any organizations that can help, please go to that website and do that. But all right, Tim, last words before Dave closes us out.
Yeah, well, first, man, I just want to thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it, and any opportunity to get the word out about what we're doing. We're a very small community, kind of orders. I don't think people understand. We're orders of magnitude smaller than, say, the Army Rangers or the Special Forces. There's maybe several thousand of those guys out there at any given time, and there's when we had Scout Snipers, there were maybe 300 on active duty at any given time. So you got this, and then you got this, and so it's a very small. But everybody knows who we are, and everybody thinks they know what we are, but very few people really do. And it's great to be able to get on with you guys and shoot the shit a little bit and talk about the Scout Sniper Association and what we're doing for our families and our men, and also how the Heritage Foundation is going to honor our fallen, going all the way back 105 years. So, but we could use all the help we can get. We've got a world-class sculptor named Sabin Howard. Oh, you got to go to his website, sabinhoward.com. The dude, he just got done with his work on the National World War I Memorial that's going to be unveiled this year in Washington, D.C. He wants to do ours. So that's talk about the dream team to do our memorial. There you go.
Yes.
So, but anyway, yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Awesome, Tim. Hey, really appreciate having you on. I'm going to enjoy following this journey on where this goes. And definitely, like Nick mentioned, send us all the information, man. We'll share it across all of our platforms. I think it's great what you're doing. And there's meaning behind it. And you're on a mission. And it's going to happen. Speak that shit into existence. So everybody that tuned in late, go check out VeteranTrashTalk.com. That is our website that has the links to Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, all the places you can watch or listen to this show again later. Go to shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com to check out all of our merch. Okay, again, I have the Fuck Hamas shirt on, one of our best sellers currently. Nick is wearing Just a Tip, and Buddy is wearing
Quit being a triggered
pansy. Great show, y'all. Can't wait to see you guys next week.